Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One in my old barn door, and I've had a lot of requests for a tutorial on the BoHo beads that I showed on my video. I think it was yesterday. So I just thought I would come on and do my very best. I'm not a perfectionist at it or a professional or whatever. You know, I'm still learning too, so we'll just learn together. So, lots of people do it lots of different ways. You can take a skewer and you can do paper beads like these that I've rolled. I hope it's focusing. And you can use this as a base to start from, or you can use a straw. Lots of people use a straw. I think the original person who started doing these, as far as I'm aware, her name was Secret Soto, and she's on YouTube. And she would take the barrel of a pen, an ink pen. Of course, it's not focusing. I have too much stuff in the background. Anyway, she would take the barrel of an ink pen, and she would cut it up. She has like a little miter saw, and she would cut those up and use those for her beads. I didn't want to have to go through all that, so I found I kind of like these straws a little better. They're the decorative straws. Gosh, I don't know where I got them. Probably Hobby Lobby or something to that effect. And I've had them forever and haven't used them. I originally got them to make the little rosette wands with. And as you can see, I still have... I made a whole lot of wands. So, I have a bunch left. So anyways, we're just going to get started and I'm going to quit talking. So, I'm going to show you several different ways to do it, and then you can decide which way you like the best, which way works the best for you, yada yada. So, I'm going to come in a little closer because I have found, as I was watching the tutorials, when I was trying to learn how to do them, I couldn't see really well. And so I had to watch a bunch of different tutorials just to figure out how in the world they were doing these. So I'm going to zoom in a little closer and try to stay in focus, because that's what the problem is. When you're working with such small things, sometimes the camera has a hard time staying in focus. So anyway, I've jabbered on enough. Okay, so with this straw, I like it because it's already a color. So there's not a whole lot that you're going to have to do to it. You know, you don't have to wrap it in paper. It's good and thick. So basically, you can wrap the whole straw with whatever fabric or material that you're going to use. Or, you know, you can cut the straw first and then wrap. I like to wrap the whole one because then I have, you know, I'm kind of making 3 beads in one at the same time. So I'm trying to decide what material I want to use for this one. I think I do want to put some fabric on it. So I have this little piece of fabric, and I have found that the thinner your fabric is, the easier it is to wrap around your bead. So I'm going to cut it down just a little bit, just like that, and that's not going to work. So we're just going to use it like it is and see how it goes. Like I say, guys, I'm you know, in a learning process of doing these too. So now I like to pull the strings on both sides just to give it you know, the rough looking edge, because that just adds more texture to your beads. So let me just do that real quick. I'm going to have strings everywhere. So I'll show you a couple different ways to do these. Just prepare yourself. This is going to be a long video, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So, and I am going to trim that off a little bit, because I don't want that on there. Okay. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to the end of your straw or pen or skewer or whatever it is that you want to use. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and this is, it's Aleene's Tacky Glue, actually, is what it is. I just have it in this bottle because I like the thin tip. Just put a little glue on there. And then I just let it sit for a second. See, I'm staying out of focus. Sorry, guys. Alright, let me just see if I can get it to focus a little bit. So I've just put the glue on there and attached the fabric. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your fabric and you just wrap it around. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm ever going to get past these stupid allergies. So you're just basically, sorry, I'm trying to stay in camera, but I'm not doing a very good job out of it. So you just basically take it and you wrap it around your straw. And see how much easier it gets when you wrap the thinner end. So that's why I say the thinner the fabric is, the easier it is to wrap it. And then once I get to the end now, you can put glue in between, and you probably should, because it'll probably hold to the bead better if you do it that way. But you know, I'm on camera, so my brain don't want to think right. Do y'all do that too? I'm totally so bad at it. Alright, so I didn't have enough of the fabric to wrap the whole straw, and I'm fine with that. Actually, I may do this other part a little bit differently. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. So I'm just going to cut where there's no fabric. And your straw will go flying, no big deal. Alright, so then you're going to have, you know, the fabric wrapped around your straw. Then I want to put some fibers on there. So I have, this is, see if I can zoom back out just a hair, because I think I might be too close. Oh, sorry. This is those fibers that I was telling you about that I used. And it was just from, like a scarf that I found in a thrift store. And I have had this seriously forever. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off now. It is a little bit, I just have it wrapped on a cereal box or something. It can be a little difficult sometimes to trim this stuff. And I am going to move this mat because I don't want the fuzzies all over it. So let's just trim a piece. Okay, let me shake my little bead mat off. Okay, so then have this, and you can use any kind of fiber for this you want to. You can use, I have these trims in my shop. You know, you can use these. I have, ooh, this one would be really pretty on there. I may do one with this on it. You know, you can use glittery fibers, any kind of fiber you want to put. You can put lace, anything. Alright, so then you're just going to take your fiber and you're just going to lay it on your straw, kind of where, I kind of like to start a little bit down in the middle, because that way I can wrap this back around the beginning of where I put it, and it kind of holds it in a little better. And I'll show you what I mean. I don't think I explained that very well. So you just put a little glue and attach your fiber to that glue. And then, let me just get that glue off. You take this way and wrap, but then when you come back down, you're going to wrap over where you just began your wrap. You see what I'm saying? And that way it holds it on where you glued it a little better. And with this fiber, I try to spread it out as much as I can so you can see a little bit of the fabric underneath, because this fiber does take up a lot of room. and it kind of steals the show, but that's okay because it's a pretty fiber. So if it wants to steal the show, it can. Alright, now when I get to the end of the straw, because you can still see a little bit of the fabric through there, you know, if you play around with it. So anyways, when I get to the end of the straw, now I've got a little bit too much fiber here, so I'll trim that. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little dab of glue here. And the good thing is you're going to put a bead cap right there, so it's going to hold that on so it doesn't come off. And then I'm going to just trim that fiber off. Okay. So then you have that. And that's going to be the base of your bead. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half because I want 2 beads out of this. So I kind of am going to go to the middle and trim it. And then we're probably going to have to glue a little bit, which is fine. So I'm just going to trim it in half. And then you want to make sure you reshape your straw so that it's, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly round because you're not going to see that anyway. But and then you want to make sure that your fibers aren't coming loose. And if they are, go ahead and put a little more glue on those too. And you can, like I say, you can do this 1 bead at a time and do it, you know, a different way. I just like doing it this way because I kind of feel like I'm getting double the work done through the process. Okay, so now let me shake some of this fuzzy. These fibers make a mess. So now you have 2 beads. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take some wire. You can use any kind of wire you want to use. This is 20 gauge. I don't think I'm going to use this. I think I want to use the pink because it's got the pink fabric in it. So you're just going to take a length of your wire. And there's no way to really give you a measurement on it because, you know, every bead's going to be different. And every bead's going to be a different length. But you're going to take your wire and you're just going to wire it through your straw like that. And according to what you want to put on each end of this bead is how you will decide how much wire to leave on each end. So I'm probably going to put a bead cap in, you know, a bead or 2. So I'm going to want about that much wire. So that's, you know, a couple inches of wire. So I'm going to do a couple inches of wire on both sides and just trim this off. Okay, and then I'm going to pick my bead cap. Now, I'm real fancy. I have my bead caps in a bowl, and that's okay. So now I just want to decide, do I want to use gold or silver bead caps? And I think I want gold bead caps because I want to kind of have a little bit more of a vintagey feel. So I'm just going to get 2 gold bead caps. And they're stuck together. Oops. Alright. So now, this is a little bit fiddly because, you know, you're not stuck in there. If you want to glue it, you are more than welcome to glue it. And I can show you how to do that if you want to. I don't normally do it that way, just simply because it doesn't bother me. But you can, you know, take your little glue gun and stick some, just a dab of glue in there, just to kind of fill in that hole. But you want to make sure that you hold, oops, I'm sorry, you hold your wire kind of in the middle, and you let that glue dry. Let me just do a little bit more. So then you're just going to let it dry. So that'll kind of give it a little more of a sturdiness for you if you need that. So we'll just go ahead and put some in this end so you can see how I did it, because I'm not sure that I was in camera when I did that a minute ago. So I'm just putting a little bit into the end of the straw, just a little bit of glue, and it's just basically to give your wire a little bit of stability. So I'm going to jiggle it around a little bit so that my glue can move enough to let my wire go into the middle of the straw. And I'm actually, now that my glue's drying a little bit, I'm going to push it down in there. Okay, so now you have, you know, your wire's a little more stable inside your straw. You don't have to do that step if you don't want to. Alright, so we're going to take our end cap. Come on, camera, and focus for me. And I don't really know how to move all of this out of the way so that it will focus. Maybe I just need to go closer. Let's just try that. Sorry, guys. It's a process, you know. Alright, so you just take your end cap and the little hole in the center, and you just wire that on to your straw. Okay. So you put that on your straw, and then you just press it down to wrap around the end of your straw. Hang on, I'm going to get a drink of coffee. Sorry. With all these crazy allergies, my voice just gets really, really scratchy. Alright, so we're just going to put the bead cap on this end as well. Okay, I'm going to hold this up where you can see what I'm doing. And if you want, see how this bead cap kind of holds in the fibers? But this one's actually glued down pretty good, so I don't think I have to worry about it on this end. So just put your bead cap down to the end of your straw and pinch it around. Okay. Now we're going to pick a couple of beads. Let's see. I have these beads, if I can get them open. And I think since I have pinks, I want pink beads. So let me see. Maybe I'll do a light pink bead. So we'll do one of those. And maybe I just want to do one bead. We'll just do one bead, make it simple. Okay. So I'm just going to put my bead on the wire. So then you have this. Okay. Now, you're going to need a pair of these. They're round nose pliers. You can get them in the jewelry making section of Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's or, you know, any of those places. So, you're just going to take your needle nose pliers or your round nose pliers. I'm sorry, I'm trying to let it focus. And you're going to grab your bead and your wire kind of halfway in. So about halfway into here, because this is how you're going to make your loop. So, and I always like it to be right up next to my bead. So flush with my bead, halfway in the pliers, grab the wire. Okay. Now, I'm going to try and show you how to do this wire wrap. I don't know how good I'm going to be. I mean, I've done it a lot, but you know how it goes on camera. Alright, so anyway, the best way I can show you to do it is once you grab it like this, you're going to bend that wire at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so you're going to have it looking just like that. Come on, camera. So I'm trying to get it to where it will focus. Sorry, somebody's calling. Alright. So it's going to kind of look like that. Alright, so then what I do, I think I bent that the wrong way. I like mine this way. So bend it that way at a 90-degree angle. I like bending it away from me at a 90-degree angle. Then I'm going to hold my bead like this with my hands, or hand, and I'm going to take my pliers And I'm going to kind of put them sideways in the crook or the bend of that wire. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to where it's going to focus, but this is difficult. This is a lot harder than it looks, guys. So it's going to kind of look like that. I hope that's in focus. Alright, so you grab it right there, and then you're going to take this wire and you're going to pull it back towards you and down. So it's going to look like that. Okay. Then I take my pliers out and I take the bottom leg of the pliers and I put it back through. Okay. So you're going to grab it like that, and then I'm going to take this wire and wrap it all the way under. So it looks like that. Okay. Now the easiest way to do this is to take your round nose pliers out and get a regular set of pliers. Let me see. And I just kind of hold this way with my wire. See? Trying to let it focus. This might be a longer video because I am trying to let it focus. So then you're just going to take this wire and you're going to wrap it around this wire between the pliers and the bead. And sometimes it twists, so you just twist it back. It's according to how thick the wire is, you know, what gauge wire it is, whether it's a little hard to twist it and turn it and all that good stuff. Okay, so I usually do that about 3 times, and then if you have enough of a tail left over, you can take your round nose pliers and you're going to kind of hold it like this, and you want to just grab the very end of that tail. And it's usually will slip a couple of times. Just grab the very end of that tail until you get good at it, and then you can probably just wrap. So you just kind of wrap. And then I take my other pliers and I just keep twisting. Sorry, I got glue on my fingers. Until it gets twisted all the way up. Now, you don't have to do all this fancy wrapping. I probably should just do a video with a very simple tutorial. But, I mean, why not show you how to do the fancy stuff too? Because that's what it's all about. So, it just takes time. Alright. So, I've got that pretty much wrapped as far as it's going to go. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to just kind of twist that just a little bit. Sorry, guys. So I just twist that just a little bit, and then I'm going to just kind of press it down onto the bead so that you have that pretty little swirl. Now again, you don't have to have that. You can cut that tail off once you finish wrapping it or whatever. But it's, you know, it's personal preference. It's however you want to do it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this end. I'm going to do it one more time. So put my bead on. Grab it with my round nose pliers. Bend this way. Move my pliers into the curve. And then bend it back this way, all the way down. So it looks like that. Then you can just take your pliers and twist them up this way. And then wrap this underneath the pliers so that you have that. And then you can just use your pliers, your round nose pliers in there while you're doing your wire wrapping. So on this one, I don't think I'm going to do the tail on this end. I think I'm just going to trim off my wire. So once you get it wrapped, as many wraps as you want it wrapped, you can take your wire cutters and just trim off the excess. Okay, and then you take your other pliers, and you see this little piece that's sticking out right here? Let me see. It ain't gonna focus. Yeah, you see the little piece that's sticking out? You just want to take your pliers and press that on in, because you don't want it getting caught on everything. Oh, sorry, it's not focusing. Gotta love it. Okay, so then you have that. Alright, so now you've got your basic bead, and now you can decide, do I want to wire wrap this bead? And I have some really thin pink wire that I love wrapping around them. So I'm going to cut off quite a long length, and you can cut off however much you want. I got to get some more of these because these got bent and they got chipped, so they're not great anymore. Okay, let me get rid of this piece of wire before it goes on my floor and I step on it. Alright, so you're going to take your thinner wire, and you don't have to have a thinner wire, you can have a thick wire. It doesn't really matter, it's whatever kind of wire you want to use. So I just take this, and I'm going to go right here, I'm going to lay it right here at this bead cap, between the bead cap and the bead, and I'm just going to twist it around. Oops. I'm just going to twist it around there, and it's just basically I'm twisting it there to hold it while I'm wrapping it. So I'm going to just cut this little tail off right here. Yeah, these are really bad trimmers now. They're not great at all. I'm going to tuck that down in there. Alright, and so the rest of this wire, I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to start wrapping it very organically around my bead. And I'm just kind of letting the wire land where it will. Okay, and then I'm going to go, whoops, go back up. So I've got it down at the bottom. So then I'm just going to go back up and I'm just going to wrap. Just wrap wherever the wrap wants to wrap. And then when I get to the top, I'm going to flip it over and wrap. Wrap wherever it wants to wrap. Sorry, I might be too close to the camera. So just keep wrapping for as long as you want to wrap. Now you don't have to wrap this much. You can wrap less, you can wrap more. It is your bead. You wrap it like you want to wrap it. Okay, so once I get about that much left, I'm going to have somewhere to tie it down. So I'm just going to take it back around this bead and twist it around a few times. Just like that. And then just take my pliers and tuck it in. Just like that. And there you have your boho bead. And I would kind of say this is more like a vintagey type boho bead, just because of the colors and stuff. So you could use it, you can use this in any kind of journal you want to use it in, but I would use it in like a vintage or a Victorian, or I'd use it in a boho journal. I don't know, I'd use it in any journal. It's just pretty and I like the way they turn out. So this is how you do this one. I am going to do a couple more. I'm not going to go into as much detail. But I just want to do a couple more so you get some more ideas of different ones that you can do. So we'll just work on it that way. Okay, so we're just going to take this straw that we cut off, and we'll do something different with it. So what do I want to do with this one? I know. We'll use some of this. This is that stuff that no, I don't want to use this. I want to use that on something different. Hang on and let me find some fabric to do. Okay, so I got some of this purple. So I'm just going to take the purple, hold it to the end there. I got fibers on the end of my glue. See if I can and then glue it down. I'm just going to let it dry for a second while I wipe the end of my glue off. Okay, so it's dry, and now I'm just going to take this and wrap. And if you have a thinner strip of fabric, you know, you can wrap and leave gaps in it, but I don't have a thinner strip right now, so we're just going to do it this way. Okay, so wrap all the way around. And then when you get to the top of your straw, just put a little more glue. Attach it, and then trim off your fabric. I don't know how good of a video this is going to be, guys. It may just go in the garbage. We'll see. Alright, so now I have it this way, and I want to add some fibers. So I'm going to use this real pretty eyelash trim that I have in my shop. So I'm just going to cut off a little piece. And it really and truly, it doesn't take much of this to do your wire, or to wrap your beads. So just take a little bit of that. And again, I'm going to kind of start right down here. And I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there, just to kind of hold that on. Just poke it down a little bit. And then I'm just going to wrap my fiber up around the top, and then I'm going to bring it back around so that it kind of wraps where that began, and that just kind of helps it to hold it on. And then you just wrap it all the way down your bead, just like that. And then I'm going to take some more glue and glue that in place. And this is just going to be a temporary hold, because I'm going to use my bead cap to go over this. Sorry, it's not focusing. I'm going to use my bead cap to go over this, and that will help it to hold it on. Okay, so now I'm just going to run my wire in, and I don't think I want to use pink wire. I think I want to use this wire, and this is 20 gauge wire, so it's a little bit stiffer than what I wrap them in, but that's okay. So I'm just going to get me a little bit of wire, and I'll just kind of straighten it out as it comes off, because the more heat you add to your wire, the harder it gets. Okay, so I'm just going to wire that in to my straw. And leave myself some room on the ends. Cut that off. And then I'm going to pick my bead caps, and I think I want to use silver bead caps this time. Now you can use any kind of bead cap you want. I have all of these, you know, little bead caps. As a matter of fact, those might be, ooh, those might be super. Let me try those. I think those might be really cute on this one. Okay, we'll set those aside. We'll use those for the next bead. Alright, so we're just going to bead that end cap in. See in it, whoops. Okay, well everything just fell apart. Ah, you gotta love it. That's because I'm on camera, guys. Y'all know how that goes. Alright. So I'm gonna put that in there. Not sure that's gonna sit on my bead the way I want it to. Do you see how that does? It just kind of gives it a little bit of a... Now if I would have wrapped my straw better, that would have worked. But I didn't wrap my straw good enough to use this one. So we'll just use this one because it's going to wrap around. See, it's a learning process. It's just, you know, you play as you go. And now I'm not putting the glue in the middle this time, because basically when you wrap this bead cap around it, it's going to kind of hold it in place. Just like that. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to put the other one. I'm fiddle fingers this morning. I got glue under my fingernails. And I'm hot. Okay. So we'll just wrap our bead cap around. Oh, I wrapped that one too tight. I got him crooked. Let's fix him. Okay, that's better. Alright, let me put these back in here before they get lost. And then I want a bead for each end. I have some pretty beads in here that I think I might like. I like these to go with that. And then maybe a purple. Now these purple beads, they can be a monster sometimes trying to get them on the wire, because for some reason they don't have their holes reamed very good. So we'll just do a pink. Hope y'all can see. See if I can get it in there. Oh, yay. Well, thank you very much. That one cooperated for me. That doesn't usually happen. Okay, so I'm just going to put those on there. And if you want to, you can put a bead cap at the top of this. Let's see what that looks like. Well, if I can get this open one-handed. Now, see, that was cute. I kind of like that. I'm leaving it. Okay, and then I'm going to pull my wire up just to give me a little room to play with. And then I'm going to wrap. I'm going to make my loop. Okay, and sometimes when you're doing this, because it's loose on the other end, you're not getting as tight of a loop as you want. So what I'll do is I'll take the other end while this is bent. I'm going to take the other end and bend it down like that. So it kind of holds the wire and gives me a little bit of a tightness to work with the top bead first. You see how it's kind of bent up, so it kind of holds it and your beads aren't slipping off everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to go back up here and do our wire wrap. And sometimes if I don't leave enough of a tail on the wire to be able to hold it to wrap it good, then I'll use my pliers to wrap it, but I think this one's doing okay. Okay, and then if it don't look right, I'm going to give myself a little room here to play with. And I can take this and just pull it up together with my pliers to make it look a little bit neater. Just like that. And then trim off this extra little tail. And that went flying. I should have held on to it. And then you just kind of straighten out your little loop. I'm sorry. It's just not wanting to focus very well for this type of craft. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to straighten out this end, because I've kind of bent and messed with the wire a pretty good bit. So just straighten it out, and then I'm come down here, put my beads on this end. I cannot believe those purple beads did not give me a hard time. And then put my bead cap, straighten that wire just a little bit. And then I'm going to do my wire. wrap my loop. And I'm trying to do it to where you can see what I'm doing. And I know I'm doing it backwards for y'all because I'm left-handed, so you just have to kind of... Now, sometimes when it gets a little difficult, like right here, you know, I can just take my pliers and pull on my wire. But I think I'm doing okay with it right now. Alright, and then I'm gonna... Trying to let it focus, guys. There we go. Well, it doesn't stay focused for very long. So then I'm just going to take my pliers and just squeeze a little bit right here just to neaten it up. Sorry. It's really hard trying to get this to focus. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim off that excess little piece of wire right there. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it and I can see it, so I'm sorry. It's difficult doing jewelry tutorials. Okay. And then just take my pliers and pinch in that extra little tail. He don't want to pinch in. He just wants to twist. Let me see if I can hold it with this and pinch to where he goes in. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. So now you have that bead. Now you can wire wrap this or you can leave it like it is. It is totally and completely a preference. I think it's cute like it is, so I don't think I'm going to do the wire wrapping on the actual bead itself, because I think the fun fiber or the eyelash trim just adds just enough to give you what you need. So this can be used in you know, like a Victorian type journal. I cannot talk this morning. Bohemian, pretty much any kind of journal you want to put it on. It's your journal. You do what you want to with it. So we have that one. I'm going to do one more, guys. Which kind do I want to do? I've lost my other little bead. I tell you what, I'm going to do a paper one. So I have these little paper beads that I've made up. So you don't have to use fabric or material. You can use paper. So let's do one of these real quick. And basically with this, you just, you take paper and you wrap it around. Let me see if I can find a piece of paper. Hang on. Okay, I take it back, guys. I just checked my time on this video, and we're at like 45 minutes. So I think that's enough for today. If you guys want me to do some of the paper beads, I will. Just let me know in the comments section below. So this is our beads that we made today. And again, you can do it with any kind of fabric, any kind of wire, any kind of fibers, any kind of bead caps, anything you want. You can do with these beads. So they're fairly easy. They're very fun and relaxing to do. I've been sitting at nighttime doing some of these while the hubby's watching the Cubs play, and yeah, it's really relaxing. So anyways, if you want me to do a tutorial on the other beads, let me know. I'm going to be doing a haul video in just a little bit once I get this video uploaded, because it is forever long. So I'll be doing a haul video. I'm also going to be doing, coming up soon, a giveaway, because you guys have shown me so much love, and I just hit over 1,000 subscribers. So I want to say thank you. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm trying to come up with some stuff now to do for the giveaway. So be looking for that. Be looking for the haul video. I may try to do a live video. I don't know. I've never done one, so not sure how that'll work out. But I know that I had some people saying, let me know when you're going to do the live video. So I had mentioned doing that with, you know, my book hauls and stuff. And that's what I have to show on this next haul. So I don't really know. I don't know how to... You know what? Maybe in this tutorial I'll just say, what's today? Wednesday? In a couple hours. Yeah. Nope. Because it's going to take me a while to load this video. You know what? I'll put it in the description box below when I'm going to do the live video. I am going to go ahead and do the haul video though, because I need to get that done, because I've got stuff everywhere in my craft room and it's pretty bad. I can't hardly move in here, so I've got books and papers and everything everywhere. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll do a live video, and then I'll let you know about the giveaway. It won't say giveaway in the title of the video that I'm going to do the giveaway on, because I want it to be for my regular subscribers. I don't want people to see the word giveaway and run over and play along real quick. Just, you know what I mean. So anyways, sorry about the gabbing on and the length of the video, but you know, it takes time to do these tutorials sometimes. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the box below. Be looking for the upcoming videos, and thank you for watching. You guys have an amazing day.